Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We got another banger for you guys this week. And like I said in the last video, we do have a special guest to continue joining us do these recaps. Why don't you let the people know who you are?
Yo, what up? It's Caleb Black Flash, the speedster of Speedstorm, the sniper of Speedstorm. You know what I'm saying? Sniper God. Hey, I'm here. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give my thoughts on this tournament. We in the late stages, so I gotta share some of my perspectives, and I can't wait to talk about this third place match because it was. I had some popcorn. I'm not gonna lie. I had some popcorn brewing. It was very entertaining, so I'm excited to talk about it.
And as you guys know, we have the best co host so far, Nano. Nano, what's
Yes,
up?
sir, man. You already know, man. Nano Blaster, man. Hey, the World Cup's been pretty lit, man. We in the end stages, like Caleb said. And man, I ain't gonna lie, man. This episode, we got some juiciness, man. So
Yep, you gotta
get your popcorn, buckle up in your
definitely.
seats, cause this one gonna be one of them ones.
Like I've been
Mm-hmm.
telling you guys every week, man, you got to tune in because, it gets better every week. So, without further ado, let's go with Caleb because Caleb got some stuff to say.
Yes, Sirski. Okay.
So, we was all obviously
First of
watching
all,
this race. So, talk us through what you were seeing from race one all the way through.
Hold on.
through
Okay, before we even get to this, what are your initial thoughts
Exactly.
for NA versus Benelux? Like, what do you think of the matchup?
I think it's a really good matchup because okay, first of all, if you look back at the previous seasons, NA and Benelux, I think they had a match and I think it was super close. Either they, and I think it was what between 4 points. I don't. I just remember maybe
Yeah,
it was
it
it
was.
there.
It actually was really close. No, it was. It was really close because I even remember. I asked them. I was like, "Yo, who would you guys rather face in the, you know, in the third place match?" And KH was like, "I'd rather." KH and Shy said, "I'd rather face Benelux because they had a close match with them in the group stage, and I think that made a lot of sense."
I
Mm-hmm.
gotta remember who was the starting four for Benelux on that match. I don't know if Doobie was in there for another person, but
Yeah, I think it was Doobie.
to be honest, I thought NA had the edge, right? Because one, Benelux, they were coming off a loss against Europe. Now that made Benelux look weak a little bit, but here's the thing. I don't know if y'all watched the last episode, but if you watched the last episode, we talked about it a little bit. Benelux didn't have Nalissi for their match against Europe in the what's it called, the elimination round.
That's
But for this
true.
third place match, Nalissi was back. So
He was back,
that definitely
man.
that
He was
powered
back.
up Benelux, and it's like with Team North America, they had Toxic on Defender, Sonic on Trickster, KH on Speedster, Falcon on Brawler. So it was both teams at their strongest. So I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be some good competitive close racing down to the wire, and so then we were in for a treat. And I will say yeah. So that's how I thought Team North America had the edge, but Nalissi showed why he's one of the best players in the game, and we will talk
Hmm.
about some of that later. But
Yep.
starting off like, sheesh, what was the first race? Now I'm thinking about it. Um,
Mm,
or do we
the
want to jump
first
right in?
race, was it Castle? Was it Castle?
I'm
I don't
not too
remember, bro.
sure.
I don't remember what the first race was, bro. But
Well, we ain't got it. You asked me jump in, Kaylee. You want me to jump into the controversy? Do you want me
say,
to jump into the
man.
controversy? The tail of
Uh,
the tape. Okay, the
okay,
tail of the tape.
hold on.
Huh?
Before we even
No?
get there,
Okay.
before we even get there, I'll say one thing, so the audience kind of knows where we're at with this. So the first three races, on average, if the score was 60 to 48, so on average, Team Benelux was actually getting a 20-point average each race from race 1 to 3. So going into the fourth race, Team NA was only down 12. And you guys know better than I do as well that if you're down 12 points, that's something that's manageable, especially if you're only 3 races in and you're down 12. You can
And there's
manage to,
16 races.
yeah, you can come back.
People got to understand a sweep. When you get a sweep, your team gets 26 points. So even if you're down 12, you get one sweep and now you're in the lead. So they were
Exactly.
definitely still in the race, by this point.
So going into the
Yep.
fourth is where I think the whole pendulum swing shifted in favor of Benelux because at this point something controversial went down and the whole tournament community was really, I want to say, on the fence about this because you had one side feeling this way and you had another side feeling one way. And Caleb, I'll let you continue now.
Okay. Well, now that we're talking about it, okay. First of all, the controversy was a shortcut. A shortcut caused chaos and drama, and it was crazy. But when we first talk about shortcuts, let's talk about all the shortcuts in the game officially. Because I got like so many different names, the shortcut king, but I love taking shortcuts, so I know every single one. But we all know about the lake skip. That's probably one of the easiest ones to do. It feels fair because if you have a rush or any type of rush like ability, you can jump over. I think everybody's okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are other shortcuts like the Great Wall, where you can use a rush off a wall and then you can jump on a further part of the track. And some feel it's fair and some don't, but that's one of the shortcuts. I use it in ranked because sometimes when you're under leveled and you want to catch up and not lose 70 points, you got to do what you got to do. And then there are even bigger shortcuts where, like on Riley's mind, where you can ride the wall. It's more of an exploit because that's just the mechanics not working.
Yep.
But then you can end up flying at 300 miles an hour and you can go over the hill and you can basically fly across the whole track at
Yep.
300 miles an hour to get the lead. So those are the extents of the shortcuts from the smallest to the biggest. Now this race, it was on Great Wall 5. I think it was like one of the variants, and two teams had two different understandings because the rules were vague. The rules did not state that you cannot take shortcuts. Now, Team North America was under the impression that shortcuts were banned. Team Benelux was under the impression that we don't have any rules against shortcuts. So in this race, I think it was Romanja and South Rallis. They were, I think it was Swan and Stitch, and they had both
No, it
had
wasn't
rush like
Romanja. It was KG May.
KG May. My bad. I'm thinking of speedsters. It was KG May and Hoodie, right? Yeah, KG May and Hoodie. I got them mixed up with Team Europe.
Yeah.
KG May and Hoodie. They I think on the first or second lap they had a rush ability and they saved it, and then they did the Great Wall skip. And so all of a sudden, Team North America was like, "Yo, how are they so far ahead? Did they cut? Did they cut?" And so
Shit,
they
I
was
was
going
wondering that
crazy
shit myself. I was like,
because
why?
they
How the hell they get so far? Like, I
on some
was not.
lightweights.
Yeah, it just wasn't adding up. And you know what's so crazy? We didn't even like none of the teams practiced this shit, bro.
Nope.
Like nobody planned on using this shit.
Well, they
And,
might have,
So hold
but
on, hold
or
on,
maybe
hold
they
on then.
already knew.
Hold on then.
that's
To Nano's
okay.
point then, no teams practice this. So if no teams practice this out of good faith, doesn't that just show that kind of skip is an exploit that should even be done in a setting like this?
Well,
Well,
no, no.
some people didn't know about this particular skip.
That's part of the competition. Some people don't know what the fastest route is. Here's the thing, and I hate to say this because I like North America and I like, all the players and whatnot, but I'm on Team Shortcut. You know what I mean? So KG May and Hoodie, I'm kind of like it's a mechanic. If you don't know how to lake jump, that's your fault. You can't punish the people who know how to lake jump. So that's another way. That's the opposite end. You can either look at it as it's an exploit and you're cheating and it's not right and it's not good competition, or you can look at it like you're using the mechanics of the game to your advantage. And if another player hasn't been practicing or doesn't know, then that's their fault. They're at a disadvantage.
Okay then.
You maybe.
If we use your
Okay.
logic on Riley's room,
Yes.
did you use the exploit where you can just use the use the wall to
Dude,
get the
yes,
speed?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I used it
Yeah,
in the
man.
time trials to be number one. I told
This
Nano
nigga
No,
if
hold
that
on,
Caleb
track.
hold
is
on. You
like
didn't let me
this.
finish. Did you use it in the tournament?
Oh, well, it got
Nah,
passed out.
it
It
got
got passed
patched
out.
out.
But if it wasn't passed out, you would have saw me flying at 1,000 miles an hour.
Nah,
You
but
know. But
I would have stopped. I would have stopped Caleb because that was that wouldn't have been a thing that would have made the team look good, and I'm pretty sure the team would have voted against it. And
It,
I
and
think
then not,
knowing Caleb, he would have
I
respected the team's wishes.
I would have did it anyway.
so then,
But
exactly to my point.
Good.
Then to my point. Then to my point. Then, if Nano is correct about that and Caleb agrees, then wouldn't you
who
put
said I
that?
agreed? Who
Okay,
said I
whether you
agreed?
agree or not, majority of your team would
I,
have
I would, I would,
outvoted
I
you.
would. They would have outvoted me, and I still would have did the cut, and I would have got 1 point. That's what would have happened. So
Nah, but that would have been real bad though because that would have like that's that. There's no net positive for the team for doing that. It's just you just wanting to do the shortcut just to
being
do it.
selfish. Damn, Kayla, what's wrong with you? Hey, but no, here's the thing: the rules. Well, there was no vote against it in a hypothetical situation because the rules are vague, and Benelux took this to their advantage. Now, some people might see it as well. Benelux has Nalissi. Nalissi is one of the hosts of the tournament, so they're taking advantage of the rules being vague in their favor. So some people might look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I know in
Mhm.
the divisions they clarified on what is allowed and what's not allowed, but at this stage, this is a tournament. I don't know if people know this. This is a tournament that is like a recovery tournament after the body fell apart. So they did a great job hosting this and making this, but not every single rule was made and specified. And the shortcuts was one of the things that kind of got looked over. So, at this stage, it happened and it was a controversy, and so everybody was yelling and talking to each other in the Discord chats and the DMs. And I think Nalissi, what he said, okay, we can rerun the race, but this time you guys know shortcuts are allowed. That's what he said. Now I think because North America felt slighted because they felt like Benelux was cheating with the shortcut, they didn't really hear him. They thought he said shortcuts are banned on this second go around. So they
Yeah,
rerun the race.
they
Yeah.
assumed that if we're rerunning the race, where because the shortcut thing was a discrepancy,
Yeah.
they're not gonna do the shortcut. So
But
that was I think that was the biggest miscommunication, and that's what really started got everything
Yeah.
up in arms.
but you
So
know what?
okay,
I'll agree with you guys
and,
at that point. However, out of good faith, if one team is complaining about that and not wanting it in the race, even though you allow it so the other team could do it, if a team is arguing in good faith that that shouldn't be allowed just because it doesn't even feel like you're racing at that point, why even bother running it back
that's
to
not.
allow the other team? Especially, hold on, especially if everyone in the comments is saying the same thing. Because mind
But
you,
was
the
everybody saying that same?
a lot of
Most
people,
people were
exactly,
against the shortcut.
myself
I
included,
will say that.
because I'll say
Now,
this
now, me, it depended on the type of shortcut, and when I saw
exactly.
what they did, I was like, nah,
Okay, so here's the two
that's the wrong
versions.
approach.
One, you can do the rush on the wall and it bounces you on the other side of the wall, or you
Mm-hmm.
can do the rush on the wall and it launches you to the further part of the track at the finish line where it cuts off a whole turn. Now,
Exactly.
the reason why Nano felt was janky because in order to do that shortcut, you go through you go through a wall. Because
Mm-hmm.
you take the shortcut, you go through a wall, and it respawns you on the finish. That's why some people see it as janky. But I will say, there's different versions of the Great Wall where you don't go through an invisible wall and you just, land on the other part of the
Well,
track.
for me, it's not necessarily the going through the invisible wall. It's the amount of distance you're
Yep.
gaining from said shortcut.
And not even
That
just
shit
that.
feels super unfair.
It's the amount of track that
Well,
gets cut off doing that too. You're not
Yeah,
even
I
racing
mean,
the
it's
same
the
track
same
at
thing.
that point.
I think me and KG May probably have similar opinions on this, but yeah, you're cutting off a track, but this also goes into character picking. If you know that, okay, I can get a shortcut, or there's going to be a lake skip and I need a rush in order to jump over the lake, you're going to probably choose a character that has rush.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then
So
that
if
goes back to you're comparing the lake
Lake
skip
skip to the
to
wall
this.
skip.
Now,
This
here's the
is two
thing.
completely different skips because
Yeah,
it's
if you look at the lake skip, you can look at that as like a race tech. It also takes a little skill to do the lake skip because you can either do the rush or do the auto drive. If you do the auto drive route, it's a high chance based on latency you can mess up and respawn back where you started. Especially with the rush, you got to time the rush well enough. Yeah, you can practice and get it done like Nano. However, it still takes time to practice to be a skill. However, with this wall skip, yes, you can practice and get it skilled down, but the way it's being done is egregious because if you had to compare this to like an exploit in a game, this is almost like playing Call of Duty with wall hacks. Like, this is no comparison to the lake skip because the lake skip is like using control freaks on a controller to get better angles to get shots. Like, these are apples to oranges because
It's the similarity is your whether it's the lake skip or the wall jump on Great Wall, you're using a rush in order to get at a further part of the track. On the Great Wall, it is a further distance, but the skill of knowing when to charge the rush at what distance in order to get enough what's it called, the air to get to that part. Because if you don't do it right, you'll hit the wall and you just won't go anywhere. So it does take practice. It's
yeah,
just it just cuts off more distance.
no one's disagreeing with you that it takes skill. However, even when you got the skill to do it, the way that it's done, the way that it puts you in such an advantageous position, it shouldn't even be a thing. That is why I think in good faith, a lot of people said that shouldn't have even took place, especially in a medal match, especially when this game isn't really in having the best, I guess, run right now because of all the things
But
that happened in season 7 and the fact that the biggest thing that was going on with this game was the World Cup at the time. And then you have a race like this broadcasting to the whole world that this is what we do in a tournament setting. Not a good look if you want to do another tournament down the line and new faces say, well, I just watched the last tournament and it was pretty much kind of cheating just to get the win.
mm, see,
Yeah,
see, I don't know if I agree, but I get your point. Your point is valid. I'm on the opposite coin. I'm on the opposite perspective on that.
yeah.
But I think
In
your
my
point is valid.
opinion,
Um,
yeah, I'm not in favor of skips like that because it
Hmm.
just cuts off too much of the
Too
track,
much of
bro.
the
Like
track. At that point, you're
it,
it's
racing
high
a
risk,
different
high
the
track.
reward.
lake skip.
No, no, the lake skip does cut off because first of all, when I do the lake skip, I do it manually with the rush. The moment I found out people using like autos, like they were jumping in the middle of the lake and then using the auto, that cuts off just as much track. Or the
No, it
lead that you
doesn't.
get,
No, it
No.
it
doesn't.
might not be
No,
as much, but
it doesn't.
the lead you get from doing the lake skip with an auto versus just going around is still significant. So just because one is more significant and more track doesn't mean it's less fair. It just means you better
Nah,
learn. This is the
I've
highest
I've
level.
I've beaten people who've used the lake skip and I haven't used the lake skip. I don't think I'm beating somebody doing that,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not beating anyone doing the Great Wall skip. That's too much of a cut on the track for me to cover up distance. Even if I was using Hans and it was a straight track, I don't even think I'm beating that person.
I
Like
mean, I've done it,
that
and
skip.
people have caught up. People have caught up. You know, well, I mean, they had a freaking Ariel when she was, pre nurse. So
Yeah,
maybe
so
that's
that is
why. But
that's not comparable. But I don't know. It's just I don't know. That shit just look too janky, bro. And then
Yep.
it's just too much for me, man. Like I feel like sometimes when you like look at it. So okay, so here's the thing. Like when you see somebody just like one video when you just use the rush on the wall and then you end up on the other side, that looks pretty all right. It look like a little
Yeah.
like distance tech or whatnot.
But we
But
even
then
that,
when you
it looks
see
like
the
it's
other
more work
one,
than to just do that than just drive around the track. So it's like, who cares?
but I mean, in my personal opinion, I still think it's a little bit more distance. But
Hmm.
when you do the other one, when you like jump all the way to the top to
Yeah,
and you
that's
dude,
wild.
you literally passed the finish line, bro.
Yep.
You literally passed the finish line. Like if somebody is in front of you and they're about to pass the finish line and you do that tech, you will pass the finish line before they do.
Yep. And not
That's
only that, you're
extremely
picking up
janky, bro.
items on the way too. Like that's crazy.
I will. Here's my thing. I don't think you should punish a skilled player because Gameloft doesn't know how to code or design tracks in a way where they can put checkpoints or walls in specific spots. Like if they leave a hole open and players take advantage of it, I think that's completely fair. I think that's part of the skill gap.
Well, this is why we're talking about it now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the community has to, come up with what the community deems as fair and unfair in terms of the integrity of the
Yes,
tournament and the players.
because
What we feel like is healthy,
mm-hmm.
for competition.
Because I can see it from both sides, and I can agree with both sides. However, in this particular moment, as much as I agree with, yes, we don't know what's really um in terms of skips, what skips are right and what skips aren't because the rules were vague. Yes, I can agree with Nalisti there. However, in terms of racing in good faith, especially in the tournament setting, I just don't see how you do this in a medal match as well and think that's okay. Especially when you have two captains come out from the finals teams and say, "Hey, we're gonna have to sit down at top because we're not doing this in our race."
Hey, it's
So
a good thing Nano's captain because if this was Team Kansas or some shit, I would have been like, "Hey man, we doing all cousin baby, let's go." But yeah, Nano, I think
Hey,
he
that's why I'm captain now.
let me
But
find out.
which is crazy because Nano's
bro,
from
it's
Florida and they crazy over there.
but hey man, look, I just try to. At the end of the day, this is supposed to be about fun stuff
Yep.
like that. So
Shortcuts is hey, I will go there. I will go there. Taking shortcuts and pulling off big jumps and moves. I think that is fun. That's for some people.
now,
That's their way of having fun.
you're right. You're right. But when you have so many like spectators and stuff, and it's just certain things like, okay, let's say for me, right?
Yep.
Let's say I'm using Swan, and when I do the lake skip, it's like it's cool, but I'm like, oh, I just did the lake skip. I got a little bit of distance. Let me, it's it didn't feel like I did something like egregious.
Yeah.
I feel like if I do that, I'm like, damn, like I low key feel like I cheated, bro. Like there's no way anybody behind me could catch me, bro. Like it's literally, dude.
Or
The
or
first
you would
time
have
they
did the
did that
skip.
shit,
Mm-hmm.
the first time they did that shit, there was no way. Like the race was finished, bro. The
You
race was finished. There
it's
was no way anybody else was catching
especially if you
the
look at
Unless
skips
the
the
in
other
time.
Swan.
team did the shortcut themselves to catch up. Because you're not gonna have to rush every lap.
You could save the rush for it. Like that, a rush is a skill you gonna get, bro. Like
Yeah,
almost
you'll
every
at least
lap.
get it 3 times. So for
So,
3 laps, you could take the cut.
hmm
But
shit, for
But
four
yeah,
laps you could take the cut.
but look at it this way. The fact that they took the cut almost every lap, and when you ended up with the end result in the first time they did the race, I forgot who was in first place, but they had like 18 seconds on the first place player on NA. Like that ain't
that's
right.
hey, that's part. That is right. That's part of the skill gap. Learn how to do this cut. Then at that point, I mean, but
I
you
disagree.
know,
I think there's some. I feel like there's integrity in certain
Yeah.
shortcuts and then less integrity in others. But that's just my
it's
opinion.
just how you look at it. It's just like you might not see it as integral.
I
Some
know
people might
Mario
see
Kart
it, but
niggas be doing shit like that. So
what? Hey,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't just Mario Kart. It ain't just Mario Kart. Hey, check out my world records on Hot Wheels Unleashed because that's all I did was
Man, I ain't
fly
watching
through
that
the finish
shit, bro.
line,
I
nigga.
ain't watching that
Yeah,
shit,
you
man.
1v1 me.
But nah,
I'm
it's
not watching.
because even
Hey,
even
no,
the
I'm
first
not watching
time.
racing videos anymore. I'm done. But anyways,
But nah, even the first time I seen somebody do that shit, I think it was like Iron Mouse or something like that, and like I saw that shit, I was like, bro, I'm not practicing that shit because that shit looked like it's cheating to me. Like
but
Yeah.
hold
that
on.
shit.
No, we got to expose Nano because this is a person who doesn't want to use Jasmine, doesn't want to use Ariel. He feels like Jasmine and Ariel are unfair. So
Man,
of
them
course
bitches are
he wouldn't.
unfair,
Of
bro.
course he wouldn't like a shortcut. But guess what? They're a part of the
No,
game. They're characters in the game.
of
And if
course.
somebody wants to
Hold
use
on,
the
wait,
character
wait, hold on. I could use that to my
or the
advantage too
cut,
because
Yep.
we could ban those characters.
Hold on.
yeah,
To
and or you
piggyback
could
off
choose
that,
not to ban them,
hold on.
or
To
you could choose
piggyback
not to
off of
ban them.
what Nano just said, especially this works against your argument, Caleb, because which was one racer that was universally banned and we didn't have to put a ban pick out for? It was Honor,
Who?
right?
Anna, yeah, because that's because
Because what?
broken mechanic or something.
Yeah. So you wouldn't say this is broken as well?
Is it
Oh,
broken?
crickets.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you're just bouncing off of a wall. You're just bouncing off of a wall. And Anna, it just
I
gave
don't
me
know,
unlimited.
bro.
First of all, no, it's all about right because then we had characters like Ursula that had glitches and she was voted to be a playable character. So if
How,
they can vote
Well,
on keeping Ursula in the game, even
hold
though
on.
she has an
It
issue,
was Group A voted to ban that bitch, and
yep.
Group B voted to keep her in. I don't know what
and
Group
guess
B
what?
was thinking
Hey,
about.
I didn't
Hey,
have a
that
vote. I didn't have. I said them. I told them to ban that because we also did ban our boy Randall as well because he was broken. Celia was banned as
That's
well
well,
true.
because she was
That's
broken, and then
true.
they patched it, and everyone
Mhm.
started using her again.
but Ursula, to my knowledge, wasn't patched, and so it was a tie, and she ended up being available. So whether she had a exploit or not, it was still legal. So if Ursula's legal, that hits up my point. Then it's fair to take a shortcut because it's legal. It's not against the
Yeah,
rules.
but in the survey, uh I'm pretty sure most people are gonna ban against the shortcuts like
But if
that.
anything, that just solidifies and strengthens our argument even more because we're thinking about integrity of the game. If we wasn't thinking about integrity, we would just from day one we'd use all the characters. Don't matter if they're broken or not. Anna would have been available since day one. But
Oh,
because
Celia May.
we was
That's
thinking
true.
about
That's true.
integrity, we said no. We Anna got to get banned because at this point everyone can race Anna and no one would get affected while driving as Anna. So we banned Anna universally. Randall is
I think.
busted. Randall can block everyone's screen, and once you get hit with that bug, say goodbye. Randall could have been in play. That's okay because that's a mechanic in the
I
game
think
at this point.
I don't think Honor should be banned permanently. I think they need to actually like test out if the bug is still there. You're just thinking about the future, but no, I get the point. But
Well,
at that,
somebody told me that the bug was still in the game.
It's still in the game.
Like
yeah.
they got hit by it.
I mean, first of all, Minnie Mouse has a bug where you can get unlimited shield boost, but they didn't ban her. So,
Yeah, she does
and
have
Nano knows
unlimited.
you
Is
unlimited shield boost, unlimited clock.
unlimited shield boost?
Yeah, I was getting the shield boost, and I had a shield the whole race, and was getting
Yep.
boost from it. And they didn't ban fucking Minnie Mouse, so I'm just saying,
Oh,
like,
I
hey,
thought you were just saying you had like the shield aura, but it wasn't actually blocking
no,
shit.
you
That's what
have
I
the
thought you
shield
said.
aura, you
And
have
it
the
gives you
shield aura
boost.
blocking stuff, and you're getting boost unlimited.
However,
I
Oh
in
think,
well, I mean,
with
well
many
then of course I'm not gonna
many
agree with that.
even though
but she
even
wasn't
then,
banned. If it happens in a race and the character's not banned, it is what it is, right?
I mean, did every well no, that's true.
hmm
But you see, when the Ursula stuff happened, they put it to a vote, so we had the power to do that.
yep,
Yeah, but they never
It's
put the
just
shortcuts to a vote. They never put the shortcuts to a
you're
vote.
right, which is
then that's
exactly
why we
why
agree as well.
this is why I don't think they should have done it, but I can't all the way, you know, I agree with Caleb in the terms of they asked or, and they wanted to run it back. And Nell's team said, we could run it back with the shortcut, and they just didn't hear it through all the commotion. And
They felt really unfair when they saw them taking shortcuts again, because in their mind they're thinking, okay, shortcuts are banned. Okay, let's rerun this match. We're gonna do good. And then they saw them take the shortcut again. So in their mind they're thinking yo, y'all just banned shortcuts and y'all are cheating again.
Yeah, yeah. So
Uh,
Yes,
they're
so
thinking
exactly.
they're thinking Benelux is the devil now, man.
But
yeah.
but
They're
you know
like,
what
man,
too?
what the fuck
You know
going
what too?
on, man?
I think if you affording a rerun on that track, at that point, if the other team was so up on arms, don't even do it again. Even if you say, okay, the other team can do it, don't even offer that. Be like, okay, we'll run it back this time. We won't do it in good faith, especially when you're the host of the tournament.
Okay, I agree with that,
No,
but
I think he
it's still hard. See, the problem is, bro, is that damn, like had NA heard that, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they would have just said no, and I feel like
Exactly.
Nalisi's a team would have respected it. But the problem is that they just didn't hear it, so that's really where the commotion comes from.
Or not even that.
or they would have
Go
said,
ahead.
okay, we can do it with shortcuts, and then maybe Toxic or Falcon or Sonic could have
Nah,
did the
they wasn't.
shortcut too.
Nah,
No, they
they
weren't going
wasn't
to do
gonna
that,
do
bro.
that, man.
They weren't going. I already I already taught
If
them.
So,
anything,
Like,
I think they
oh
should have
well,
put
here's the
that
thing.
to a vote. They
I
should have
don't
put
even think
that
they
to a
knew about the
vote.
shortcut. Yeah,
they probably
it's
didn't, but I still think that's a fucking whack shortcut. Like that shit. I dude,
You,
Kayla, we haven't. You knew about the shortcut, but we didn't practice that shortcut at all, bro.
you think Max
And
would be
we've been
doing that
practicing.
shortcut?
I
once
No.
don't
I
know. I
here's
know.
what happened. Once I saw it happen in race, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Cause I didn't practice it because I already know how to do it. So I was just doing it. I was just like practicing the normal way just to get like consistent time off of characters. But I 100% was gonna do that in a race. But after the controversy, I'm like, and then the team captains agreed not to. Then I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it.
I know
But yeah, I was
Maxi
gonna
wouldn't be
do it.
doing that because imagine
Oh,
Damn.
that's
I
his
mean,
fault.
imagine everyone saying in the
If
community
if he,
Maxi's the
hey,
best racer and he doing stuff like that to win.
Hey, and guess what? You can be the best racer in the world and still use a strong character. That doesn't mean you suck. Like Falcon, for example, one of the best racers in Speedstorm. Is he a bad racer because he uses Hans? I don't think so. So just because you use a shortcut doesn't mean you're
nah,
just like a less skilled racer. It just
nah.
means that
I agree.
I think
I
it takes
agree.
more
That
skill. I
that
think it takes
doesn't.
more skill to learn the mechanics and how to use them to your advantage.
Yeah,
Because
but
then that's really
Yeah, I agree. I do think it takes skill,
it does take
but
skill.
I just feel like there's certain things you just
You just don't do.
kind of feel you just shouldn't do, and
Yeah,
I feel like shortcuts that cut off that much distance
that much time
is
over
just
lap by
yeah.
lap. That's
And
crazy.
one thing that I noticed, one thing that I saw is I heard Hoodie say something that, or somebody on, I don't know if it was Hoodie, but somebody on Benelux said that that shortcut only gives you like a 3 second like
I think that was
distance
Nalisi.
boost. Yeah, it was somebody, but I actually don't think that's correct because if you're multiplying it by the times that you could pull that off, then that's definitely more than three
Like
seconds.
I said, when the first match they did it on that track finished, whoever was in
it
first place
depends.
on Benelux had a 20-second a 20-second score time differential than the first person that crossed the finish line on NA. That ain't no 3 seconds.
But it could be okay. It's 3 times 5 is 15 because it's 5 laps. Also, you have to consider since they're ahead, they're not getting stunned by anybody, while everybody else in the pack is fighting,
And see,
and
that's
so they're
not even
getting
a
slowed
race at
down by
that point.
This is
fighting.
true,
You playing with ghosts.
but that also goes more into the fact that that's why another reason why it's an egregious shortcut because you got so much distance. Even the toys weren't reaching them, bro.
How's the toys
Like
gonna reach you through a path like that? That's not a mechanic.
Hey, hey, but yeah, essentially. But I will say, we discussed the shortcuts, the pros and the cons, and
Mm-hmm.
the for and against. But at that moment, Nalissi, he did give him a chance to
He
even
did.
the playing field and let them
He
do it.
definitely
yes,
It was
did.
miscommunication,
Yep.
and it
that's why. Yep,
it.
that's
I
why
think
I
what
can
hurt him,
also.
what hurt them is the first race they actually scored more points, and when they
Yes,
reran
they
the race,
did.
they actually scored less points. So it's
I
almost
actually
feel like
have
they're
that
getting
here.
cheated.
So the first time they
Cause
did it, they were actually down 2 points because the score would have been 19-17 in favor of Benelux, but they would have had only 2 points up. The second time they did it, they actually scored 22-14. And
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
so
that's the score that
it
went
was
through for the rest of the series.
overall a L to rerun that race. It was an L because of the miscommunication. It was an L because they ended up doing worse than they did the first time.
Yep,
It was just bad for team and they kind of like shifted the momentum because
it
the first
did.
three races it was
It was still
close, and then
close.
after that people were so heated on North America because of the situation and maybe feeling like the host is taking advantage of the rules or they were cheated, that they started to break down as a team, and they started to like argue amongst each other, and they're being mad and screaming at each other, and maybe they just weren't doing their best lines because they were still held what's it called caught up about that race. So I think
Yeah.
that race was the
Deciding
shift, because
factor,
like I said
yeah.
in the beginning, skill wise it's neck and neck, but after that
Yeah.
situation, yeah,
But yeah,
Because
it was
like I
like a
said,
huge
three
snowball.
three three races in, they only down 12 going into the fourth. And they go into the fourth quarter and they get blown out like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's
Nasty
here's
work,
the
bro.
thing though, like
That's almost a sweep if you look at the score.
And I know NA was prepared because for this week we actually, because we weren't going to go against NA in the tournament, we were scrimmaging against them, and
Yeah.
so we had
Yep.
our four against their four. And
Mm-hmm.
hey, I gotta let y'all know gotta let y'all in on a secret. Like Team North America was beating Team USA in some of the scrimmages, some of the matches they beat
They
us.
were.
So they
They
were
were.
definitely ready.
Yep.
But
Mm-hmm.
after that,
It took
I
them
know how
out.
good those players are. I think it affected them,
Yep. I think
and
Yeah.
mentally.
I know,
Yeah, go ahead.
you know, because it's there's like the Will Turner pick, because like I was practicing with KH and he was doing good with Will Turner, and I just remember there was one race. I think Sonic was still frustrated about what happened with the shortcut on Great Wall, that
Hmm.
Man,
he
Sonic.
had he told KH to slow down, in a cuss word way, and it's like, damn, like I wanted to see KH win that race, and because he definitely could have or been at the podium, but because like there was some emotions going high, he slowed down for his teammate. But in the grand scheme of things, that probably wasn't the best decision.
Nope.
But that is just,
Oh, are you talking about the Randall shit?
yeah, the Randall
Yeah,
thing.
that Randall shit. Okay, so I'll say this, man. I gotta give kudos to KH, bro.
Yep.
Because as a captain, he tried his best. He tried his hardest to keep the team afloat. And
Hmm.
same thing with Toxic and Falcon. They were still trying to keep the team morale up and stuff like that. Um, Sonic, if you're listening to this, man, you gotta like try to do a better job with like keeping your head in the game, because it's though your team is distraught about what happened, there's still a lot of race left.
Yep.
And this team, like, they weren't, it's not like it's not like Benelux clinched the win
Hmm.
after the Great Wall match. Um, so you kind of gotta be more positive in like your mindset. Now, obviously, after the match, KH let it be known that he was feeling very negatively about what happened throughout the whole race. But you still want to try to uplift your team, because when you when you start sounding salty and stuff like that and start getting upset, that affects the energy of your team.
Yep.
And it kind of when you exude that type of energy, it can affect how your team performs,
Exactly.
because your team might operate differently because of the negative energy that's going around. They might play more cautiously or not play as optimally and stuff like that. And this
Mhm.
isn't even just like about the shortcut stuff. This is just a general tip because
Most definitely.
when we get to the
Yeah.
finals match, we gonna have some more stuff to say about that. But
Mm.
um, it's I guess one can say you can't blame NA for feeling the way they do, but I can say that even though, like I said, if I'm making comparisons,
Yeah.
KH kept his bearings, bro. Like Toxic and Falcon, they kept their
Trying to stay
bearings.
positive. That's one thing in NA I noticed. Like I know KH as a captain and Shenanigan, they often were during the even when Shenanigan wasn't playing, she was still in the
Hmm.
chat, like, yo, keep your head up, stay positive and all of
Yep.
that kind of stuff. And that's needed because you really
Yep.
do gotta, stay positive
Yeah,
in the
that's one of my
situations.
favorite.
And
That's
so
one of my favorite things about NA is that they're the positive group, man.
They are.
But definitely gotta Mr. Sonic, man. You definitely gotta work on the mentality, broski. You the homie, but I gotta call it how I see it, man. Um, it's just I think you guys have a good reason to feel upset because you guys felt slighted and you know Benelux have some of the homies on it stuff and it was a high stakes situation, so that's definitely gonna add salt to the wound, especially
Mm-hmm.
after the second time it happened. Um, but you know, I even though I don't agree with the shortcut, at the end of the day, they did
Offer.
offer to rerun the match. But the problem is, it's just
shortcut aside, it's Nalisi was fair in offering a rematch and offering it on an even playing field.
Yes.
I think
yeah.
that
But
was fair.
here's the thing. I had, or at least this is what I think. Had NA heard that there were Benelux was offering that they could use the shortcut too, I think what would have happened is NA would have said they didn't want to have the shortcut in play. And I think knowing how Benelux is, they would have
Been like, okay,
agreed to
sure.
not do it. And I
Mm-hmm.
So
think
maybe
then it would have been an even race.
I guess Nalisi should have waited until he confirmed that they understood
That
what the
too.
next race was going to be.
No. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about why you can't really blame Nalisi because after they said that, and they said yes.
Yep.
So that
So
was a
that's the verbal
confirmation.
confirmation.
And they just didn't hear about the shortcut being used again
The
Yeah.
reason I heard it
because all
because
the
I
commotion.
I was excited about the match. That's why I was watching. That's how I know Nalisi said like y'all can take the shortcut on this go
N-
around. So
Not even just that. It's clear
Hmm.
as day that he said you guys can take this shortcut. But he also told
yeah,
KH it's not in favor of you guys doing a rematch.
yeah.
And
So they didn't
we,
have to take it.
yeah,
They could have charged it to the game and just took the loss on that match and moved on, but they decided to rerun it and it just didn't work out in their favor.
I think
Which
differently.
Hmm.
Had he just instead of going the route of asking, he could have done a survey right then and there, or he could have done a vote right then and there saying should we do the skip or not.
Yeah, I think they should have left that up to the teams, bro. I don't really feel like they really needed to do a vote or a survey
No, I mean
because the
I
match
mean,
is going on.
but that's what I mean. A vote with the two teams that are participating, them and NA, like on the
So
spot.
so are you? What are you saying? Are you saying they should have voted to rerun it?
No, I'm saying they
yeah,
should
they
have
weren't
voted.
gonna vote.
I should have said they should have voted to see whether the skip was allowed or not.
But at that point, it was too late since it's mid match. So you either have to agree to race again or not race again.
Yeah, it's all a slippery slope to be honest.
Um,
It really is. It really is because on one hand, NA feels cheated, but on another hand, Benelux, they gave them a second chance.
Exactly.
Now,
They just couldn't hear it.
and then on top of that, it wasn't just the result. I think it was some of the comments. 'Cause I know people
Yeah.
were saying like snowflake, oh you're a
Yeah.
snowflake, this and that,
Oh yeah, they
and
was
then
going
so
crazy in the
that
Discord.
Yeah.
probably
That's wild.
might have messed with Team North America's morale going into
Yeah,
the rest of the races.
and they
Cause
is member Ishnik was going. He was
Yeah. He
sticking up
going
and
for his
crazy.
team a lot in
Remnants,
the
I was
chat.
he and then even where he got timed out for like 3 minutes or something. And I mean, it made some people get remnants of Bozzy, because Bozzy was calling people snowflakes. And so when Benelux was also calling, North America snowflakes, it didn't sit right with, a lot of people.
But you know what, too?
Hmm.
Um,
Can't be calling people snowflakes if you're not in the World Cup. And two, if you're gonna be calling people snowflakes, why didn't you just run the tournament with Bozzy?
I'm not oh, okay. But who you talking about?
Whoever had words to say about people being snowflakes.
Oh, what they
No,
were in the
they
tournament. That's what I'm
were.
saying. It
It
was
was somebody off of Team
Team
Benelux
Benelux
that
was
said it.
calling on stream. They were calling North America snowflakes. So
That's crazy.
they were in the tournament, Sammy. Yeah. So that's why they were so upset about it, and
Was
that's why
that
they.
person racing in particular though?
Yes, that
Yes, they were
person was
racing.
racing.
They were racing
That's
in
crazy.
particular. So that's part of it. That's part of the controversy.
That's crazy work. I think that
That's
person
why I
needs
did
to
Yeah,
the
apologize, to
comparison.
be
So yeah.
honest.
I definitely think the name calling
Yep. Especially from the
was
host team
immature.
is kind of wild. That
Yeah,
that
I
in
don't
itself
think
there needs to
Nalissi
be an
said
apology.
that.
I don't think so
I
either.
don't think Nalissi said that, but it's there should be no reason for like calling somebody out of their name or
Yep.
calling somebody soft or snowflake or whatever. Just because you know the team felt slighted and
Yep.
I don't feel like it was wrong for them to feel like that. It's like they got the rug pulled out from under them. You know, uh,
Because 130 IQ is the reason why we made this tournament, right?
Yeah, just
it is, bro.
for some similar stuff to happen. It's kind of
Right?
crazy how that ends up. The final week, whether it was the third place match, the final week in this tournament was hell for a lot of teams,
Yep.
and this was probably the start of it.
Yeah,
um,
man, it's only the beginning.
so I'm trying to think. So tail of the tape after that match, they were mentally struggling. Benelux was, I think, race after race, pulling ahead on the points.
Yep.
It might have not been a sweep every time, but it was like maybe like, oh, plus 4 points, plus 5 points.
Yeah.
And then the lead just started getting bigger and bigger because, Toxic was, I think, like Nano said earlier, Toxic was still getting first or second, and Falcon and them. I think Falcon was still doing good. I think Sonic, he was kind of done after the
Yeah,
situation.
Sonic crashed out, bro.
KH was doing his best, so next thing you know, the race was over after that. Like it was almost like the rest of the races just flew by
Yep.
because that was just like such a big thing of the tournament or the round. But
Yep.
if
Like
so
I said, that has a lot to play with, like your morale. Like the minute your morale shifts or changes, like you're out of your game, you're out of your element. It's hard to recover from that, especially when you know
Yeah,
what's on the
it
line.
is. Yeah, man. It
but yeah,
was
so
the whole thing was nasty work, man.
It
The whole thing
was.
was nasty work.
and I think there was supposed to be a rematch, but I think what ended up happening is people on both Team North America and Team Benelux at the end of the day were just like, I don't want to do the rematch. I'm over it. And so, they just decided to let the results be the results, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a good thing we're not doing the World Cup again in 2024. That's only a yearly thing because I feel like this tournament took a test at a lot of people's mental health,
Hmm.
whether it be from
No
the
doubt.
practices or be through the events in the race. So yeah, that definitely was probably probably tough for both teams. Tough for North America for obvious reasons, but then tough on the host
Yeah.
because then everybody's
Yeah.
coming after you
'Cause
and whatnot.
Yep.
I
So
will say,
I
even
know
though
it ain't a
I took
good
a strong
feeling.
position against how it played out and how Nalisi's team took that approach. I will say that, in all fairness, they did offer them the re up with the ability to take shortcuts. But like
Yep.
as
So
Caleb and Nano said, they obviously didn't hear because you could tell they didn't hear because they agreed so
but
quickly.
I mean, in
Mhm.
competition, you better listen. Like, hey,
Yeah. To Benelux's defense, that's once they offered them that and they said yeah,
Yeah.
you can't blame Benelux
No, you can't.
at that point because they like to
to
them
them, they're
it's
like,
gonna sound
okay,
like they agreed. Like
Yeah.
they're like, oh, yo, you agree? It's almost like, okay, let's just change the scenario. Let's make the lake jumps. Let's say the Team North America was like, okay, we have an understanding that there's gonna be no lake jumps. And then Team Benelux takes the lake jump and they're like, oh, I thought it was banned. Let's rerun it. You can't really get mad if they lake jump again. I know it's a different track, but same scenario, different track. Like, I don't think people would say it's unfair if you guys decided to rerun it on Kauai and they did the lake jump when you
Mhm.
agreed to it. So
I just think if a team disagrees with a way you're using or a way you're gonna maneuver or traverse around a track, at that point, okay,
uh,
to get rid
over
of uh to get rid of any doubt in the race or how the outcome could be swayed in favor of your team, just don't do it the second time around.
yeah, but they agreed. So
I agree.
miscommunication.
I agree with that, but yeah,
It's just
Yeah,
miscommunication.
at the
They
it was
agreed.
they it
miscommunication,
yeah, it's just miscommunication, bro. So
which
It's
it's
happens. We're
unfortunate.
human, you know.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And
it,
hold on though, hold on. We do gotta talk about this. I don't know if you guys saw, um, but uh, Falcon and me, we talked about this and KH and stuff, and apparently, way back early in the tournament, they were talking about I think they
oh
were
my!
talking about skits and
You're
stuff like
gonna open
that.
up a can of worms. You're gonna
Oh
open
no.
a can of worms.
They were
Here we
talking
go.
about. Hold on, this is important, bro. We can't leave this detail out, bro. They were talking about skips, and or I don't remember like the specific. I don't remember the specifics,
Yeah.
but they basically there was a clip, and somebody asked,
Nick found a
was
clip.
was it the Riley's mind? Was it because of the Riley's mind? It was there was
No, I
some
think it
big
was
skip.
was it great. It might
It
have
was
been
either
Riley's. It was
it
something.
was
Oh no,
either
it was well, not silver screen because I think there's like a silver screen something, and I think there's like a castle one as well. And I
it's
think
basically some huge ass skip. So basically, Falcon asked Nalissi while he was streaming. He was like, "Yo, like, will this um, will this shortcut like, what's the deal with like this shortcut or something?" And then Nalissi said, like, any shortcuts like these will be like banned or they're not allowed. And
he said any
I
shortcut that
think
cuts off large portions of the track, or any
Mm.
that used like a broken
yeah, the
mechanic will be
track.
banned.
Yeah, if the track
And
isn't 100% of the track isn't used, it's like you can't
it's
do it
banned.
and stuff.
Damn.
And they found that evidence and used it against them, bruh. And
Yeah,
I
so
was
then
like,
that makes
damn,
then okay, now
Damn.
we gotta now
Okay,
we
you
really
know
in
what?
court now
This
we really in court. So
this conversation
step
just
one,
took a
step
turn
two,
because
step three.
now I like
So
I'm defending both sides, and now it's just like, well, I can't even
now I
really
do remember
defend.
that. Now, hey, team, this is when the OJ Simpson lawyers come through and present the evidence. So, step one, a shortcut was used. Step two, the race was reran. We're going to allow you to take the shortcut. They didn't hear miscommunication. Team NA feels slighted. Team Benelux is like, you're a snowflake. You guys literally agree. We literally say you can use shortcuts. Ishnik is watching the whole time, and he's like, wait a minute. I remember that stream. He screen records one of Nalisi's VODs where he said that anything that doesn't use 100% of the track or cuts off a significant part is banned. So then that makes you look bad in the third place match because you already said previously, verbally, a
That
verbal
can't
contract,
happen.
whatever, that those type of cuts will be banned. But then when it comes to getting that bronze medal, you're using the cut.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of good for us.
that's the story. That's
and
the
it's
story.
Damn.
really bad because it's the host. So
Yeah.
it's like, damn, man, like
So
it doesn't look good.
yeah,
And
Nah.
Nalissi didn't even, yo, like when Nalissi saw that shit, like he literally like he was like, damn, like yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Like he admitted he was like, yo, like I was wrong, like of saying that I shouldn't have said that and stuff like
maybe he
that. So
forgot, but he got you a 140. I'm just saying, he got like
yeah, so it was
shit.
spaghetti all over the floor, man. Spaghetti all over the
So at
floor.
that point, North America has every right to feel justified in how it
Yeah,
just that
they
clip. I
do
think
at that point.
It's Nick bringing up that clip literally just like changed everything.
He
Yeah,
literally
cause
turned into
Falcon he
Robert
hit me up,
Kardashian,
bro.
man.
Now you know what's so funny? It was actually Falcon that found the clip
Or
because he
Falcon, okay.
messaged me. We were talking in DMs. He's like, or no, we were talking in VC, and because I think uh we joined the VC or something like after the match, and we were talking about everything, and Falcon was like, dude, I feel like I know there was a clip like early in the tournament with Nell saying this wasn't allowed and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, like, are you sure? And
You know
he's like,
what,
yeah. I'm
too?
like, damn,
I think I
if you
remember
find that
myself.
clip, that's crazy evidence.
I think I actually remember which clip it was too, and I think he brought up Caleb, talking about Caleb doing a
The
skip.
shortcut king, because they
Yeah.
already knew what I do.
Damn,
So
man, that shit was
I
crazy,
get,
man.
for whatever reason, I get all the shortcuts fucking banned. You know, I exploit it to the point where people want to fucking ban it. But yeah, game, because here's the thing, game. Okay, so Game Loft has those limited event time trials, and on one of the tracks was the one with the exploit. But you know, if you get like in top 10%, you might get some extra crew shards. You might
Yep.
get some epic crew member shards. So they patched it up because they knew people like me were gonna take a level 10 character and be in the top 10. So
People
yeah, they
like
patched that.
you.
It's my fault. But yeah, I think it
Nah,
was something
man.
like that. They knew what time I was on, and then they asked him about it, and he said it was banned. So yep. So even if so,
Yeah,
so I
damn,
mean, shit.
that's nasty work, man. Nasty
Yeah.
work, bro. It's
Yeah.
damn, bro. Cause that damn, bro. I wish we could go back to the messages, bro. Oh well, KH did say he has all the messages, but I'm not gonna hit KH right now.
And then
But
they're like, "Oh well, it would have made a difference in the end." But I think the team morale going down and them not
Yeah, is
performing
what
at
gave them the
100%
win.
because of that. Yeah. So
yeah,
and
I definitely think that does make a difference because it's
Mm-hmm.
not like they were. I do think team morale is definitely
Very
very.
important.
It's a big thing now. Like I said before, there was still plenty of race, and
Yep.
you know, to be fair, NA still had the power to reverse it and get the W. But with them,
they're still a good
feeling
team.
how they
They
felt,
had they
yeah,
felt how they felt, and you're going against Nalissi, you're going against KG May, you're going against
Hoodie and Cedric.
Hoodie and Cedric, and
So, oh no,
so
no, no. Actually, Cedric
or was
wasn't
it
there.
Cedric,
It
or
was
was it
Doobie.
Doobie?
Yeah, it was
So
Doobie. Cedric had no idea any of that shit.
a
Jeez.
controversy aside, Benelux had a good team gameplay. They had a strategy and it worked. They performed well. Um, and it's
Yeah.
like, hey,
To
like I said,
Benelux's credit. Oh, go ahead.
Benelux Benelux with Nalissi on the team. Benelux did beat Team Europe with Maxi on it. So, like I said,
Yeah.
Nalissi, what's the difference? You know, maybe if Nalissi wasn't there after the shortcut controversy, maybe North America comes back and wins. But I think him being there, helped solidify that team chemistry, and then they're able to pull ahead. But
But hey,
it.
man, to despite everything that happened with the Benelux blunder of Nalisi saying that, that shit shouldn't be allowed, in the clip a long time, like earlier in the tournament, I do think it's good, um, that they had this stuff in the survey, because the survey being so as detailed as it was, it you know it will help make the next World Cup better. And
Yeah, because of that match,
unfortunately, mhm,
because of that match, divisions and the World Cup for 2025, pretty much shortcuts are banned because of that match. So there's no, gray lines or blurred lines. Like I think after that match, they definitely drew a line in the sand, and I think we know what's allowed and what's not allowed. I
Yeah,
showed.
yep,
So I, I don't think that's ever going to happen again. Um, so everything happens for a reason, I guess. But some
mhm.
people will still compete. Some people they might not compete. But all I know is on the competitive scene, that's not going to happen again. So, you know,
I will say one thing though. Aside from all the controversy and all that, whoever did call them snowflakes on Benelux team does need to address an apology because that's not right.
what if I told you it was all four players? I don't know. I might be wrong, but I just know, I don't know. Maybe that's
If
why the VODs are down. Who knows?
it's all four
Uh,
players, then no, the VOD is up actually. If it's all four players, then all four
let me
players need
find
to issue an
out.
apology.
Because it was on stream and it was in the tournament Discord messages. So yeah, like I agree. Apology needs to be done at least on the comments. If not
Yeah,
on the shortcut drama, at least on the comments.
no, definitely on the
Was it
comments.
all
Yeah.
four, or I thought it was just like one person?
Like I said, apart from the outcome of the race, like the drama, what happened happened, and what's done was done. But name calling and stuff like that, apology needs to be addressed.
Yeah, and I know we were talking about Sonic earlier. Even though he had a situation where his teammate, I still think he had some good races where he performed well and he was still trying his best. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like Sonic just did bad the whole. No, he did good.
Nah,
KH did
he
good.
didn't. He
Everybody
didn't.
did good. It was just just you did a little bit of adversity,
Yep,
metagaming. So but it was
Yeah.
entertaining. That was probably some of the most entertaining, Speedstorm stuff. It was like a reality TV show. One thing about Disney Speedstorm, it's full of drama. This community, for whatever reason, there's always something.
yep,
Yeah, one thing I will say, man, is it's unfortunately, because Speedstorm is still in its infancy stage, you know, competitive Speedstorm is still, you know, is still early in its lifespan. So, um,
It'd be nice
stuff
if freaking
like
Game Loft
this,
had a tournament, but
it would, but it stuff like, unfortunately, stuff like this is gonna happen.
exactly.
And you know unfortunately, some people are going to end up being guinea pigs and getting the short
yep.
end of the stick in the moment. But
Mm,
the silver lining is, you know the community could come to terms to what we deem as, you know good or not good, or fair or not fair, or what should be allowed versus not, for the future of competitive Speedstorm. And I think at the end of the day, that's very important too.
yep.
So,
I agree.
mhm.
And yeah, everybody's not gonna agree. I mean, shoot, y'all probably getting heard through this podcast. Me and Nando probably didn't disagree on like five things, even though we're on the same team. But at the end of the day,
Yep.
uh, people gonna have their disagreements, but eventually there has to be overall consensus, and
Hmm.
then you just got to go with that. So
Yeah, pretty much. Like, if everybody, like if everybody voted for shortcuts, me and Sam, you might not be for it, but if that's what people voted on,
Then it
if we
is what it
want to
is.
enter the next big tournament, then just either gonna have to suck it up or just not compete in it.
Exactly.
yeah, which is
So
fair either way.
Exactly.
yeah, it is. So it's Speedstorm. There's a lot. I don't think this is the last time something like this is gonna happen, but it's just gonna be with something else. So, there's a lot of variables that come into play in these tournaments. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people on different consoles and stuff. Some people on PC and stuff. And like who knows what the next big dilemma will be? But there's always something tournament. Because I ain't gonna lie, man. In the future, never know if there'll be a prize or like some type of money prize or something like that. And if that's the case, people gonna find fault in
Stay
everything
tuned.
and push it to the max, man.
Yep.
So,
Hey, somebody might save up some money and have some cash prizes for y'all. So yeah, it's really gonna be some. Once there's money on the line, there's really gonna be people dramas.
yeah, man. Because right now these tournaments ain't no like uh
This is for
payment to
glory.
enter and stuff, and yeah, there's no like money prize at the
Yeah,
end.
it's
So
pride.
at the end of the day, this is like pride, entertainment, just for the love of the game, stuff like that. So but that's why I think it's good that all of this, as we have to get as much things as we can ironed out before the game could advance into such a stage.
Mm-hmm. The yeah. Game Loft, do a better job at developing your tracks, and then give us a spectate mode and give us a team mode for privates, and
Yeah.
we can really get this ball rolling.
4v4 team mode,
Yes.
please.
Yeah.
Yep, I
And
agree,
add
man.
different
4v4 team up.
conditions for races like fog mode and stuff like that for private lobby.
I
Because
agree,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Being
Custom
able to turn
lobbies should
on the
really custom lobbies, man. They should have everything. They should have it to where you could have crew, have like not have crew. You could like have crew at certain levels. You could do different game modes, team mode. You could I don't like it should really feel like a custom lobby, bro.
yep.
So, you know. But I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys have on the topic?
In terms of the race, no. I do want to give a shout out to Nalissi and Cedric from Team Benelux because without them, this tournament couldn't have been where it was. And obviously, controversy aside, they did do their best to kind of minimize what had happened. And like I said, credit to them because they did, in all fairness, offer the option to have it being run back, but with both teams allowing to do the shortcut, albeit North America not hearing, which is obviously a form of miscommunication on their end, which clearly put them at the disadvantage. But things like this happens. But aside from all that, I just want to give a shout out to the hosts because, man, without them, we wouldn't have this tournament. And the last thing I want to add to that is, like I said earlier, whoever has something slick to say or call someone out their name, they do owe these people an apology because people take their time out of their day, out of their livelihood to practice or train with their teams to put on a performance for you guys, the audience, and whoever else might be watching, maybe Game Loft, who knows. And for you to be downplaying the situation or just calling people out of their name, it's kind of wild to me. Like, we're supposed to be bigger than that. It's the reason why we formed this tournament and the reason why we played in this tournament, not Bozzies. Otherwise, we all would have
cause
stayed in Bozzies.
yeah, if we were gonna tolerate disrespect, we would have just did Bozzies.
Yeah.
Cause the whole reason we made another one, because people joined together and was like, we're not gonna tolerate you disrespecting this person. So yeah,
Hmm.
like you said, to see disrespect, it kind of yeah,
Yeah,
kind
man.
of.
But
I
that's
think
all
Yeah, I
I
think.
gotta say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do hope I don't know how, because there are some people, there are some people on Benelux team that were, cool and homies with people on uh, NA. Um, I don't know if this will happen, but I think at some point, some of the people on Benelux should have a conversation with
Mm-hmm.
a, you know, because I don't think, I would hope that I feel like it would just help with the situation,
Yeah.
if
Mm-hmm.
it would just help make things, you know, kind of connect and maybe add some closure to everything. And even if Benelux doesn't feel like they were really entirely wrong or something like that, however they feel, I feel like it'll be a nice gesture to hit up, some of the people on NA, just talk to them, see where the energy is at, just cause at the end of the day, we all homies, so we don't want there to be any bad
Animosity.
blood or animosity, no salt, cause we if we're playing the game, run into each other all the time, so
Yeah,
I just think it'll
you're
be
gonna have to
something
run
nice.
into him eventually, so you might as well get a squash now before you know.
Yeah, all the streamers know each other and stuff like that. So I just feel like it would be like a very healthy thing to do for the teams to like just have a conversation.
Most definitely.
And just put some pride to the side and stuff like that. Now whether you feel like you're right or wrong, I still think cooler heads could prevail.
Did you have
But
anything you wanted to say, Caleb?
Overall though, as a racing thing, good race. It was some good races. Bronze medal. Congrats to Benelux.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
congratulations, Ben.
16 races. It was 16 races. That it's mentally taxing because I mean we started with 8 and the third place match was 16 races. So
Yep.
you're going to be drained because it's endurance racing at that point. It's
Yep.
an hour
It's like
of
racing at
constant
Candy
racing.
Kingdom.
So you're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with exhaustion. You're dealing with drama. So what a event. What an event. It was like that was good. That was a Saturday. That was a Saturday. And that literally led to the final. So it was that third place match, and then we had the final. I think the day or a week later after that. But
Mm-hmm.
it definitely was entertainment all the way around. But yeah, like you said, everybody just got to squash beef. I know people hated me because I was using Jasmine all the time. But I feel like some of the people who used to hate me, it's not no hate there no more. You know what I mean? So even though y'all might have feel slighted, I think eventually y'all probably be able to work it out. Because we don't need nobody pulling up on nobody and flying. So we just keep it keep it chill, and
Mm-hmm.
let's keep this competitive stuff going. Keep it going. I love the competitive thing. So divisions should be fun. But hey, if you want to get your get back, get your team in divisions and
Mm-hmm.
handle business. Let's keep the beef on the track. Let's not keep it in the DMs or in the Discord. Just handle it
Yep.
on the track and move on. But yeah. Also, yeah, everybody at this stage is like a top in the top 1% of the players on this game. So, it was some high level racing. I enjoyed it. But yeah, that's pretty much life.
Indeed. Indeed.
Well, I guess that includes everything for this recap, guys. So I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, as always.
Oh wait,
And
hold on. What was the end score? Do you remember the end score?
yes, it was 301 to 275.
301
301 to 2. So like
275.
what, 25, 26 points? That's not even think about it. That's a testament to North America, that even with all of that drama, they were only down 25 points in the end. 275 to
Mhm.
301. That's not that big of a gap,
Nope.
Yeah.
but that's why that race was so challenging, because let's just say on Earth, 7 in an alternate universe, maybe without the cuts, maybe Team North America sweeps and then they're ahead. You never know. You never know.
But
But
that's
I
why I
mean, that's
said
the tail of the tape.
leading up into that race, being down 12 isn't so bad until all that stuff
Yeah.
happens.
That definitely was a game changer, but that's the tail of the tape, and that was a drop. That's how there is drama. But
Yep.
you know, yeah. Now y'all know the story. Hopefully, us talking about this doesn't relive any trauma for any of the people on the team. But hey, we just got to keep it 100. We got to keep it real with y'all.
And
Mhm.
uh, as I'm wrapping this up with you guys, and they will have the chance to speak their mind freely with us because we'll be interviewing them shortly after. So, you know, apart from what we had to say, we'll definitely get the authenticity and however intense it was during that moment from them. And they'll be given the platform and the time to share their thoughts and feelings about everything that went down that weekend. So,
Same
definitely,
with Benelux.
yep. So, you guys will definitely want to tune in with that. We're not really picking sides here. We just want everybody to know what happened in the World Cup. Obviously, we're all gonna have our own feelings about the situation. Caleb feels like it's right. Me and Nano feels like it shouldn't be a thing. But at the end of the day, it was all in fairness. So we're not gonna slight nobody. We're not gonna be away with anybody because at the end of the day, it wasn't like someone was doing something maliciously to another person.
Yeah. I know. I know. And they might feel otherwise.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
most definitely.
if we have to look at it from like a unbiased perspective, I definitely don't think Benelux was trying to be malicious with what they did.
No, I
It's
don't
it's
think so.
just how the miscommunication basically made it seem like that.
Miscommunication has started wars. Miscommunication has ended relationships. So it's
Yeah,
miscommunication is a hell of a thing.
yeah, man. For sure, man. For sure.
But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in again. It's not easy finding the time all the time to be able to record with amazing people like Nano as well as Caleb. So I appreciate them as well being able to offer their time when they're free to come hang out with me and we can talk about this. But Caleb, they'll know where they can find you because in the description I'll have your stuff posted down below. And Nano,
Yeah,
you don't gotta worry about that because they've been following you since day one. Yeah, what you gonna say,
For
Caleb?
sure. For sure.
yeah. I'll be on YouTube, and as well as me and Sammy be on the YouTube side. I will be what's it called? Start streaming on Twitch, so stay tuned for that. But
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Can't wait for them to
y'all see
join
the
the Twitch
thumbnails.
family, man.
Yep.
Yeah, the purple dragons.
Oh yeah, before I wrap this up, I want to do one more shout out. Shout out to One Wing Angel, man. He finally made Twitch partner. I know it hasn't been
Yes.
easy. It's not easy making YouTube partner or even Twitch partner. So the fact that you can make YouTube partner, congratulations to him. I know he's been working hard for this, and I can't wait to join his stream uh, sometime this week for his celebration. And for anyone who wants to do so, you can. His plugs are in the description, so don't be a stranger.
Yeah, definitely a huge shout out to a woman Angel because it's actually great that you know, he's been working for this for as long as I've like known him. And, it's nice to see his work get noticed by Twitch and now he got what he wanted. And the great thing about Speedstorm is when one of us grow, the whole community grows because more eyes on one person's stream could be a new eyes for the game. You know,
Yep.
more people might want to join because they're getting introduced to the game from other people or watching people's streams and stuff like that. So it's actually a huge W, not only for Angel, but for the Speedstorm community as a whole, that, he finally got his Twitch partnership. Um, I know for a fact he has some big things in the works. And, not only that, but you guys might want to be on the lookout for some content me, Sammy, and Caleb got cooking up with Mr. Angel, man. Stay
Yes,
tuned, man.
sir.
Stay
Yes,
tuned, man. It's
sir.
gonna be extra lit.
Hey man, you guys thought the medal race for third place was controversial? Oh man. Wait till you wait till we get into that kind of content.
Let's go! I finally beat this Shaolin monk. This whole time I've been talking, I've been playing Blackpink Wukong. I finally beat this boss. Woo!
I'm
Therapy.
proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Good job, Caleb.
Thank you.
But yeah, any of you guys
Oh
want
my gosh.
to say anything else before I cut this off?
Nah, man. I feel like I said everything I needed to say, man. Hey, y'all stay tuned for the team interviews and everything. That's gonna be extra lit. I think we got NA first, and then we got Benelux right after. So
Yep.
we gonna try to get to as many teams as possible. We're gonna try to hit up people from each teams, but that's not a promise that teams are gonna have people that want to be interviewed for their own personal reasons, or maybe we can't get in contact with them. But we're
Yep.
definitely gonna try to make sure everybody at least could voice their opinions on the World Cup. We think it's very important, and it could. You never know. We could use this information to help make the next World Cup better, or competitive Speedstorm better in the future.
Exactly. To
Mm.
anyone who's watching right now who participated in the World Cup or who was even a captain for a team in the World Cup, definitely be on the lookout for a message from either myself or Nano, because we are looking for you guys to do interviews with. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. And that's all, folks. We'll see you guys for the next one, which will be the interviews. And then after that, we got the first place medal match and the
Yes,
team
sir.
interviews.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
All right.
Later.
And we finally beat that Shaolin monk. So I'm about to end the stream. Everybody. Catch.
Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you at the next one.